Imagine a grocery store employee getting lost trying to show you where something is. Frustrating, right? I know, and for that reason, I have to confess, I spent my college years leading customers astray at Whole Foods. After graduating, I began my career in web design, yet found myself just as lost navigating the internet. Maybe I'm bad at picking jobs, or maybe this confusion pointed to something deeper. One master's degree later, with the experience of working in tech and retail under my belt, I've been led to a singular frustrating truth. The systems we rely on are often designed against us. While surfing the web and getting groceries sound unrelated, both are designed to make you spend more. More of your time, money, and attention. Many parts of these industries are intended to confuse or annoy you in ways that benefit the business. But I'm here because it's not all bad news. If the way these systems deceive us are similar, then I'd like to argue that the ways we reclaim them are similar as well. I know, the internet doesn't always feel as fun as it used to. To understand why, we can look to a similar system, the grocery store. Comparing your experience on the internet to your experience getting groceries gives us a familiar framework with ways to reclaim the internet. So, let's explore the web. But rather than thinking of screens, I want you to imagine aisles. Imagine your last time in a grocery store. You come in for the basics, eggs and milk. To get to these essential items, you'll first need to walk past eye-catching displays and trek down aisles with 20 versions of the same thing. Eventually, you'll arrive at the back of the store where what you need is unhelpfully placed. But you're not done yet. You'll still have to bend down a few shelves for that reasonably priced option. And if you want something that won't expire tomorrow, you'll need to reach behind the first item toward the back. Confusing and frustrating. Now let's compare that to your last Google search. You'll first need to wade through those sponsored results. Eventually, you'll click on a link that piques your interest, but as soon as you land on the site, the first pop-up appears, asking you to subscribe before you can even get your bearings. Once you find the close button, the next pop-up comes rolling in. Cookies, accept or manage. No option to close this time. Also confusing and frustrating. The internet and the grocery store put what you're really looking for in the back, so they can pump the front with items designed to grab your attention. Now that we understand this analogy, let's take a closer look at how we got here. To do so, we'll look at my career, which is a web designer. My title is actually a user experience designer. The user, which is all of you here today, is the first word and most important element of my work. But as I started designing professionally, I realized that user-first title was often at odds with business requests to make what you were looking for harder to find, and what benefited the company's profits bigger and more annoying. I was creating those very experiences my college self had gotten lost in. An overemphasis on profits, without space to consider ethics, creates a web that reduces friendships to likes, interest to subscriptions, and searches to purchases. But I believe in a better internet. I got into web design because of my teenage love for building very ugly blogs and curating overly specific playlists with LimeWire downloads, which seemed very legal at the time. Today, I'm grateful to work at a job that gives me space to weigh ethical considerations in my design process. But if not every designer is so lucky, how can we still ensure the internet is a joyful space? To do so, let's look back at our grocery store analogy, specifically in how boundary setting and exploration can help you preserve or curate a web you actually want to surf. Boundary setting is not just a buzzword, but something we do naturally in many aspects of our lives. We set boundaries when grocery shopping by making a list Lists help us to stay focused on remembering to grab the eggs, while giving us a reason to say no to items outside our best interest. Grocery stores, in turn, create boundaries for us by only being open during certain hours. Let's apply this to the web. Rather than items on a grocery list, think of tasks you hope to accomplish. I'm on this website to buy a new tablecloth. Holding that in mind makes it easier to say no to pop-ups and recommendations that your future self would probably regret. Instead of eggs and milk, your list could be look at memes. There's no item too small or too embarrassing because putting a name to what you're doing can also lead to self-reflection. I'm doom scrolling. Do I want to be? Or perhaps your screen time becomes a 9 to 5 or 7 to 7 experience. Now you're sleeping better, starting your days stronger, and excited to look at your phone or open your laptop rather than doing so on autopilot. After all, absence does make the heart grow fonder. I'm not here to preach about lowering your screen time, because reclaiming your time on the internet does not mean using it less. Instead, I hope to show how comparing your experience on the web to something you know as well as getting groceries can lead to ideas that are new to your internet usage, yet familiar to you. So, let's say you're making a list. How do you know what to include? By exploring. There's a lot of ways we explore in grocery stores. We can give ourselves time to find a new snack on our weekly run. We can choose a specialty store or farmer's market. We might even read the newsletter. Again, we can apply these ideas to the web. Exploring can be as simple as choosing to search for your next video rather than scrolling through the recommended section. If you're like me, you might find it especially fun to search for old spaces you remember. Pop Tropica and Webkins still exist, but there's adult versions of these too, I promise, just waiting to be found. Or maybe you skipped page 10 of the search results to opt for a smaller, more local website. Finding new experiences on the web that you love is going to be trial and error, just like finding your new favorite snack at the grocery store. And for my last confession, I love email newsletters. Curated links to new spaces, articles, and blogs, all under the umbrella of a topic you find interesting, encourages exploration without commitment. Subscribing to 1 or 2 email newsletters that align with your interests can open you up to unique experiences that have already been vetted by someone you trust. Exploring the internet doesn't mean reinventing the wheel. It means applying habits you already have from a similar system, like a grocery store, in new ways. Today, we compared your experience on the internet to your experience getting groceries, and looked at how this analogy can spark a change for your habits on the web. Yes, in many ways, the internet has devolved and prioritizes profits over people. But I believe the internet can be a space that we all have fun, where we can say no to pop-ups, and where we can feel accomplished for something as small as looking at memes. To make this reality happen, look to habits you already have when grocery shopping, and try them out on the web. Will you explore, or will you make a list? How might you get lost and try new things? I encourage you all to get creative, keep it simple, and remember, don't forget the eggs. Thank you.